Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just see that I'm actually recording and not making a fool of myself. Yes, I am. Great. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Juggernaut, and this is World of Tanks Homefront. So, is it any good, and what's it all about? Even though I'm not exactly a channel that covers World of Tanks all that often, I do occasionally feature videos of it, I do deem that this is a significant enough change to World of Tanks that it warrants a video on it. So today I'm going to basically show you what Homefront is like, whether it's worth your time, and what's it all about. So, you see a button here, and it is basically an event. So let's click it, and I'm going to show you how it works. So, Homefront is a PvE game mode where you get to select one of 6 tank groups. Each group contains 3 vehicles. Now, these level up the more you play them, which means the vehicles available in each group do change as well. So you will start with early World War II Soviet or British vehicles, and then as you level up the game, as you play, or as you level up the tank group, and as you play more and more, more advanced and more modern vehicles will become available to you. So, to play, all you need to do is select the group you want, be it on the Eastern Front or the Western Front. Why are you playing, other than your personal sense of satisfaction and enjoyment? You're playing to unlock 2 different special equipment modules. The Western Front reward is an innovative loading system, which is better than a regular loading system by 2.5%. And is it 2.5 or is it more than that? No, it's not 2.5, by 2.5, that's a complicated sentence, okay? It's better because this is minus 10%, the other one is minus 12%. 12.5, rather. Right, so, you select the group you want to play as, you click battle, and that's it, provided you have fuel. You gain fuel every set amount of time, basically. Fuel will become available to you and you can play the game. This is, I believe, they did this basically to balance the number of people that play PvE compared to the base game, which is the PvP, random battles. So, first of all, which should you go for? Definitely the Western Front. Don't make the mistake I'm making with the Eastern Front, because I started with the Eastern Front. I didn't realize what the rewards were. I thought they were the other way around. Improved stabs is not bad, but the innovative loading system is, in my opinion, just a superior piece of equipment because it goes on more vehicles. It goes on pretty much every vehicle in the game, right? Whereas this is more situational. But at any rate, is the gameplay any fun? Does it warrant you going into World of Tanks just for the PvE? Well, that depends. This is definitely tailored as a enhancement to the players that already play the game PvP and whose main focus is this. Well, actually, it's not a main focus, it's the only focus, right? So this is not necessarily something that is going to be the focal point for a lot of players, and rightfully so. The gameplay is, well, we're going to jump into some gameplay in a second, and I'm going to show you. The battles take place on pretty much a variety of World of Tanks maps, and the objective is rather simple. Don't let enemy tanks pass behind the green line, which is behind you, right? That's all you need to do. You need to destroy them before they get through. It feels like a shoot-'em-up. It really does. And it leaves a lot to be desired in terms of tactics. However, there is another way you can get fuel. There are missions. So, for example, the Dark Knight. If you complete all conditions, you earn 300 base experience, right? So you earn 300 base experience in PvP, and you will get 1 fuel. You can do this twice in... you can do this twice, and the reward is this. There is also another mission. Oh, sorry, you have to do this twice. There's also another mission for fuel, so that's 4 fuel pretty much per day. And these are available to complete every 24 hours. So, that's 4 PvE battles every 24 hours, provided you play a little bit of PvP as well. Not a lot. And as you're about to see, that's probably a good thing. Let's jump into some gameplay and I'm going to talk more about the, well, how it actually feels to play this. Right, so here we go. We're spawning on... This is mines, right? No. Ensk? I'm not quite sure what the name of this map is. God, I'm a noob. Okay. At any rate, we're spawning in a Su-76M, a tank destroyer, and we're going to camp this bush right here. And that's pretty much all we're going to do for the remainder of the game. Now, here's the thing. There's two other SUs, which is not ideal, but hey. At any rate, the aiming reticule thing is a little bit bugged in replays. Maybe not. At any rate, though, what's playing this actually like? Well, as you can see, the AI is not exactly a bunch of tactical geniuses. They tend to zerg their way through the map, missing shots left and right, and they basically just want to get from here on the map to there. And they don't really care all that much about you, unfortunately. Now, they will shoot you, they will kill you occasionally, but yeah, as you can see, we don't have any problems dispatching the first wave. Now, this is only 4 waves of attack, as you can see here. Some later, or some other maps and stuff like that, allow you to go up to... This is because I've changed... Oh, this is buggy as hell. Alright, yeah, you can get this sort of map mode from here if you switch over to the air support. What's the air support? Well, it's basically an illusion that comes in and tracks the enemies, stuns them, and does some damage, as I believe I haven't called one in yet, but I'm going to do that later. Anyways, basically, there's the first casualty right there, and now I think I'm going to call some air support on the Tiger 1 over there, which is, well, miles ahead of us in terms of development and technological advantage. So, at any rate, that's when the game gets a little bit interesting, because you now need to coordinate with your team to take out that Tiger. And the thing is, we can't penetrate it frontally. Even with a tank destroyer, my APC rounds only have around 120mm of penetration at close range. And they do lose penetration. Actually, does APCR? No, heat doesn't lose penetration. APCR does lose some penetration as it goes along, but... Or at distance, but here's the thing. Realistically, one of you tracks him while the others circle around the bloody Tiger because it's so stupidly heavy. And this is the case with pretty much all other more difficult to deal with vehicles. And here I shouldn't have stopped, I should have kept moving around, but I mean, in retrospect, this was just dumb, I should have moved, but I wanted to keep him tracked, yeah. At any rate, that's basically it. It's not rocket science, it's fairly simple. You get air support and you pretty much just shoot the enemies. Now, occasionally the Luftwaffe will come in and bomb the area where you were, and this will kill some of you sometimes. Luckily, there's helpful giant red circles on the ground to mark where the Luftwaffe will bomb, but you won't always be able to get out, even though you know exactly where the bombs are going to drop. And occasionally that's going to happen as well. They don't drop on the red circle, but on top of your ally. I suppose it gives you a rough idea of where they're going to drop. There are also these points on the map, which are basically tiny little flags. If you drive over them, you pick up ammunition. Now, you don't go back all the way up to full, you pick up some ammunition. I'm pretty sure it's always going to be the type that your vehicle carries. So the SU carries exclusively APCR ammo, 76mm, with these specifications, and I'm pretty sure you're always going to pick up that ammo no matter where you go. If your vehicle has multiple types of ammo, then it's randomized, I believe, what ammo you're going to pick up. But you don't always go to full, and so on and so forth. But that's pretty much all the tiny little nooks and crannies and details about the game mode. In reality, you're just shooting things as they drive past, which, unlike the PvP mode, there's a challenge to it, and also you're shooting other players. In PvE, I'm not going to say it's not fun. It has been fun playing against the AI, but the AI just tends to zerg around and not do a lot. I mean, look at this. What is he doing? There's an SU right there, and he's focused on me. And now the SU is going to kill him. And I'm just going to sit here distracting him. Matter of fact, I've found that this is perhaps one of the most effective ways of dealing with higher HP and higher armor tanks, is just sit around the corner from them, and they're going to be terrified to move in. or they're going to just drive past you and ignore you, and you can shoot them in the rear. Mind you, I haven't played much though, as the game mode hasn't been out for ages, but it's a little bit dull. It really is, and you're playing with lower tier vehicles. Fair enough, later down the line you'll get to unlock higher tier stuff, but it's just not very interesting, I'm afraid. Now, the game is permadeath, basically. You have 3 vehicles, you lose one of them, it's gone for the duration of the battle, and if you lose all 3 of them, you might as well go back to the garage, because that's it. But yeah. I mean, I don't see that much point in playing this over PvP, personally. And I know how exciting and how fun PvE can be as well, where you work with your enemies again. Yeah, where you work with your former enemies, I suppose, in PvP, right? You work with your friends to deal with the various problems that might arise, yes? Now, here's the thing, though. Games like Armored Warfare have done, and that game is almost dead at this point, I suppose that should be mentioned, but games like Armored Warfare have done PvE really well, and it's arguably the only thing keeping the game still alive. There you have missions to complete, you have basically like a single-player campaign, sorry, and then various types of things that you need to do, and you can do them in all sorts of vehicles, and yeah, you progress the main game, you progress the PvE aspect as well as the PvP aspect at the same time. If you take a tank from your garage, you can play either game mode and you will progress, right? In PvE you will earn more experience, in PvP you will earn more credits. And I think something like that would have been fun in World of Tanks, even if it were just a weekend event or just an occasional thing. But this, there is no progress here. I mean, you're progressing exclusively in PvE, which is not that fun, and you're progressing by unlocking more of these vehicles, which you don't really get all that much satisfaction out of them, because you don't get to upgrade them, you don't get to customize them, and you just get to play them once or twice a day. It's not that great. But on the other hand, it's not that terrible either. Let's jump into another game and I'll continue. Alright, here we go, back to the into another map. I believe this is one of the first ones I've played with this army group. Now, oddly enough, we all have the exact same, apart from this guy, armor group, but hey. Right, so, on the other hand, it's not exactly terrible that you don't get to play too much of this. Essentially, the reward is meh. Right, you get a pretty expensive piece of equipment, fair enough, but you need to play, well, you need to get like 5,000 badges for that. That's like 4 battles of PvE every day for 2 weeks or something like that, maybe? It depends, I haven't exactly done the math, but for quite a while, right? For a reward that you can buy off the credit store. Right, well, not off the credit store, you need to buy it with real money, but yeah, you can just buy it, point being, right? How you take a look at something like front lines, and while the requirements to achieve certain rewards for front lines are pretty damn seriously expensive and time-consuming, you get premium vehicles for completing, for prestiging several times in front lines. Now, fair enough, Frontlines is PvP, but this doesn't make all that much of a difference. Especially as fewer and fewer people seem to be enjoying Frontlines as time progresses on. At any rate, thing is, the problem therein being, you don't get much of a reward for doing this, and it's not all that spectacularly fun. Bear in mind, in Frontlines, those premium vehicles that you get are worth $40, $50, basically, right? If they're not on discount, and sometimes even if they are on discount. So they're very expensive, and what do you get here? One piece of equipment. Now, okay, you don't put the same amount of time in, but just for leveling up one level, which is basically like 1 or 2 battles in front lines, you get a whole heap of credits and premium consumables and stuff like that. Here you gain quite literally nothing for completing a battle other than points, which ultimately contribute to you getting that equipment. Now, you also do unlock stuff for the PvE game mode, but that's temporary. Very temporary. I'm not sure how long this is going to last, but it's not going to last all that long, and you're not going to play it all that much due to the fuel constrictions as well, which is, again, I argue, a good thing, because it's not all that fun. Ultimately, is it something that's all that important, all that game-changing to World of Tanks? No, not at all. It's occasionally something to break up the monotony of random battles, and I think it's a welcome addition. The battles don't take too long, but later down the line, some of them really do. Like I said, these are only with 4 waves of enemies, and I think this is perfect. Some later come in waves of 10, which takes ages, and yes, with a teammate, you could do amazing things. Essentially, what you need is someone to spot the enemies, someone to shoot them from the rear. Right, this is all you need to coordinate with your team. Now, with random teammates, that's not exactly going to be the case, as the closest teammate to me is around, what? 5 or 6 kilometers that way? I'm over-exaggerating a little bit, but probably like a kilometer away from me. At any rate, thing is, it's a welcome little addition to break up the monotony of PvP, and I don't dislike it, but I just feel like this could have been a heck of a lot more. And I've somehow managed to bounce something with a T-26, that's... alright. At any rate, though, ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Juggernaut. Thank you very much for watching this video. Tell me what you think about this game mode if you've played it, or from what you've seen. Would you like to? Are you going to play it? Are you going to give it the time of day, as it were? And what do you think about it in general? I'm eager to hear your opinions. We're going to glitch out this tank here as well. Alright, look at this. Nah, don't come over. I'm pointing at you. Right, lovely. Now, I'm a little bit... I don't realise just how bugged he is, so I could have done a lot more damage here, but yeah. I'm turning around to check him, but he's just going to sit there, so... I've basically killed him without shooting. So now let's kill all of his friends, and yeah. There you go. He's still not moving, by the way. You can look at the minimap down there. He is still not moving. Why? And it's not that the challenge is the problem. Like I said, later down the line, you will lose some battles as well. Challenge is not an issue here. It's the fact that it's glitchy or Zerg mode AI, basically, that is easy to manipulate, and all it has going for it is numbers. Which is, you know, not all that fun, but it's there to break up from the monotony of just clicking away at people in PvP, and like I said, it's welcome, but it could be so much more. It could be more rewarding for once. I mean, if it were to give me, hell, even just a few thousand, like 50,000, 100,000 credits for completing the 4 battles that I do every day, I think I'd be more anxious, more happy to play it, and I'll be looking forward to it a lot more. This way, it's just meh. I don't know if I'm gonna bother, honestly. If you need a premium or a special bond equipment, just go ahead and buy it, basically. At any rate, until next time, my name is Juggernaut. Have fun, take care, and bye-bye. Oh, and I nearly forgot, I will actually let you see the end of this battle, just in case you're interested, because we are fighting some Panthers now, and this is a little bit interesting, but again, just one tracks, others shoot from the side, and that's it.